Yes, viewers, welcome to Youngstar TV. Our channel is 365, and my name is Joshua Okwada Ukwi. We are inside here for the talk show, and I have my visitors ready in the studio. And as I start, let me first introduce them, and of course, I'm starting with my friend here. How are you, man?
I'm okay.
Okay, you can tell us your name.
Yeah, but our fellow viewers who are viewing us on 365 TV, I'm called Walter Omara, a senior journalist in the studio with you.
Thank you, Walter, my brother.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is Kolo Rieko Tamdros. Inside the studio here, I'm right about now.
Thank you, welcome. The other one.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm Justin Okwai, senior journalist.
Thank you, my friend from the left side.
Okay, I'm Solomon Solex Okelaberi, a senior economist.
And my one and only sister.
Yes, thank you so much. My name is Nora Tushabe, a senior journalist.
You're welcome. So all of you are welcome to the TV station.
Okay, thanks.
I am very happy to see all of you inside here. So today we are going to talk about war in Ukraine and Russia. We are all knowing what is happening in Ukraine and Russia. Remember, the war is taking place in Ukraine. And so far, let me give you the brief background of what is happening there, because some viewers might not be knowing. Remember, the war in Ukraine, it is Russia who wants to invade Ukraine. Ukraine was part of Russia, and Ukraine wanted to join NATO. When I talk of NATO, I mean North Atlantic Treaty Organization. But Russia do not want Ukraine to join NATO, and there what's brought the war. And for that matter, we want to base here in Ukraine, where the situation is taking place. And right now, the neighboring countries have many immigrants coming from those areas of Ukraine. So we want to see the sectors in Ukraine, the affected sectors in Ukraine. Not only Ukraine is affected, but even all over the world it's affected. It's affected rather. So I want to start with the health. How has the war in Ukraine affected the health status of the people both in Ukraine, Russia, and across the world? So I am starting with my brother Walter here.
Yes, dear brethren, pertaining the war which is taking place at Ukraine. Remember, the Russian troops have already invaded the Ukrainians. Remember, pertaining to this war, the Ukrainians have already captured one of the city in Ukraine. So most of the health status of the citizens who are there in Ukraine, they are suffering harms. Like in the city, in the city of Kyiv, which is found in Ukraine. In fact, there are lots of hospitals who are there, and of course there are a number of citizens who were also getting their medication there. During the war, the bomb blast came into the city. Most of the hospitals have already been damaged, pertaining, in fact, even those who had some hope to get recovered from all their illness, they have already died during this war. Yes. This is what I can say pertaining the health status of the Ukrainians there.
Yeah, I agree with you. But if I may ask, like in Ukraine, you're talking about health, the status there. I remember talking about health, there are different type of diseases and different whatever that takes people to hospital. Like talking about pregnant women and the young kids and people with disabilities. How are they so much affected? Because I know there are some particular people who are much affected than others. So how do you see, or if you if you were a medical personnel in Ukraine, how would you handle the people who are having disabilities and those who are having pregnancy and all those young kids? How would you safeguard them? Maybe more than other people who do not have the same problem.
Yes, remember, dear guys, you know very clearly where there is war. You always not become aware when this attack might happen. Remember, we might be staying like in a group, and a bomb shot may come from any direction, and it's maybe suddenly or immediately where the bomb shot has already landed in. Remember, all those who were already there in that area, they will also be dying.
Otherwise,
they will die with this affected bomb blast.
Thank you, my brother Walter. Now talking about education, because right now in Ukraine we have 44.1 million people who are staying in Ukraine, and most of them right now they are going to different countries because of the war. So talking about education, we all know that even 2 years down the road, we have been affected with COVID-19, coronavirus. And again, after COVID-19, the war has again started in Ukraine. So talking about education, my brother Ambrose, how do you see that the war? How do you see education in Ukraine as per now?
Thank you very much, Mr. Okwada Joshua, for welcoming me for the second time. I told you my name that I'm called Ambrose. Ladies and gentlemen who are watching us, rather. Ladies and gentlemen, education in Ukraine rather is being affected so much because of this war. You see, yesterday one of the university was bombed, so this was so bad. So we don't want. I was thinking that if possible, they should look a way forward in order to cool this situation, which is now very bad in Russia. Ukraine. But ladies and gentlemen, this education, education is something which is very, very paramount, very, very important, and we are supposed to look into it critically, because these young people who are still schooling, our future generation, so they will develop the country in the future. So if the education is being affected, this thing is not good at all, and the negative, it will bring a lot of negative implication, which doesn't bring sense.
Yeah, of
so
course,
that's what I can say.
I do agree with you. Education, the world is all about education. Without education, we cannot make it. Now talking about sports, just one day behind, we all had the news that Ibrahimovic is now selling Chelsea officially because of the issue of war and other financial status. So most of the players, some who came from Ukraine, they have also refused to play because they're saying that we cannot play, yet our country is suffering. So talking about sport, my brother Justin, how do you see sports in Ukraine? Not only Ukraine, but in the world as well, because the war is not affecting only Ukraine, but affecting the world in particular. So how do you see, my brother Justin?
Okay, thank you very much, the host, for asking me that question. So I'm very happy to be here, but in Ukraine, there is no sport. That is the way I'm thinking, because there is no peace. So sports cannot take place where there is no peace. So even in Russia, some players, they are also not happy with the situation which is happening in Ukraine, because the president, that is Putin, has invaded Ukraine, and people of Ukraine, they are suffering badly, and some people also in Russia, they are demonstrating because of the situation which is happening in Ukraine. So in sport, totally it has stopped in Ukraine, and there is no sport in Ukraine right now as I talk.
Yes, there is no sport in Ukraine. It's not that the players in Ukraine do not want to maybe play, but some players in Ukraine, their economy is also what sports. That's where they get their economy. Yeah. But since the situation is on, they cannot continue with it. Now talking about the economy, my brother Solomon, the other time President Putin of Russia said, even if all the countries are so far to leave or are so far to withdraw from supporting Ukraine, for him he has a money that can keep all the Ukrainians, all the Russians for the rest of the period that the war might take. So, talking about economy, how do you see the economy of Ukraine? Because this war is not happening in Russia, and Putin is saying that he is very ready and he is not going to accept any peace talk. Just yesterday we were supposed to have the peace talk, but the guy refused and he has failed so far to have the peace talk. So now, my brother Solomon, what can you tell us about the economy of Ukraine and the world as well?
Okay, fine, my dear viewers and my host, Mr. Joshua. My dear audience, Ukraine as a nation has got a mixed economy, and with the mixed economy, it comes to wars, it's almost affected. And if you are to see, let's look at the point of the currency. The currency has been decreased in values by 30%. So this is making the residents of Ukraine to suffer a lot, because what you can attain at a low price of those days, now you don't get them. And if you have to look at the economy, Ukraine in general has got some natural things like the natural gas and the coal, but as I talk now, they cannot invest from those sources. So the economy is fully affected. And going to some other sectors like the industries, the transport, they are not functioning. So this is making the country to backslide really in the economy. as it was analyzed by senior economists yesterday, the 30% of the discount that has been caused by this war can take like 10 years to be recovered. So that means the economy is really suffering. So that's it.
So the economy is suffering. Yeah, of course, I agree with you because, a country is good with economy. Without economy, a country cannot function well. Now I am happy that I have my sister inside the studio, a very good, experienced businesswoman. So we are going to talk about business. So my sister Nora, the business in Ukraine is affected. Even the business in the world is affected because right now we have like shop in Uganda, the price has increased. So the business is not totally, but it's almost getting affected too much. So what can you tell us about the business?
Okay, thank you, our host. What I can talk about business in Ukraine, I think it is affected to some percentage because there is no transportation of goods due to the war, and there is no importation, also exporting and transportation of goods. Okay, so the economy is not good, and the well-being of the citizens is also not good. This will lead to poverty at some extent if the war does not end. So that's what I can speak about it.
Yeah, of course, it leads to poverty. Yeah, without business, we cannot make it in life. Because there are people who are government workers, but there are people who depends on what? Business. Otherwise, it's still Youngstar TV, channel 365. And my name is Joshua. I have my people here. Now, as we summarize, I'm going to give 3 seconds to all of us. Just your last words. I start with Walter.
As dear viewers in the studio, I've been Walter Omara, a senior journalist. I do work with the Youngstar TV. I'm also one of the official here. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being with us. Next time, we do bring you the same discussion that we have brought to you today.
Thank you, Brother Ambrose.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen who are watching us. My name is Paul Oriakot Ambrose, a senior journalist. I'm just praying that Putin should cool down. That's my prayers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the one prayers. So talking about Justin.
Okay, so it has been Justin. So we are done with our discussion. So I'm just begging, if God could allow Putin to change us.
Okay then, Solomon.
Okay, I've been Solomon Okello. My only last word, the whole nation is almost boring down saying Ukraine should be a peaceful place, and I also wish it could be true. Next time we shall meet the same station, the same TV. Thank you.
Yes, my good businesswoman.
Thank you so much. I've been Nasamba Nora. Thank you for the show. Thank you for discussion. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you. That was our great discussion. We always have the same discussion every Friday at this very great time on Youngstar TV, channel 365, and the host is always me, Joshua Kwadopiri. So, as for today, we have been talking about Ukraine and Russia. Next time we shall meet again, and of course, all our viewers, I wish you the very best. Next time, don't fail or don't quit to view us live on Youngstar TV. Otherwise, I wish you the very best.